The payouts are fast. Like, you can get, I guess, as many payouts as you want in a day, and they're in your account in less than 20 minutes. I don't really care how safe you think you are leading into a news event, because I thought I was safe. I know my trading strategy works well, and I am a profitable trader. I'm that happy with Funder Pro and how you guys go about the whole deal.
Welcome everybody to another Funded Trader interview. We've got a familiar face here today again. We've got Josh back on. We talked, it must be 4 or 5 months ago, I'd say now, Josh, when you were earlier in the journey.
Yeah.
And now we're back on today, I suppose, to talk about your experiences since that day, how you've got funded with us, and I suppose even your experiences through being funded with Funder Pro.
Yeah, thanks for having us back on. It's always good to come and have a chat with you. And like, trading's ticking away for me. It's all, we ups and downs as per usual. But no, it's all good. I'm ticking away. I've got the strategy that I'm using now, which I have been using for the whole time, is it's working well for me, and I feel comfortable using that and implementing that into my trading. And there's a lot of things going on in my life apart from trading too. My partner's pregnant; she's about to have our first child, so that's exciting. And yeah, just getting ready for the race season. I'm currently in Andorra now, and I have the first race of the year coming up next weekend in Le Mans in France.
So, amazing.
Yeah, plenty happening, and but always find some time to trade here and there.
Yeah, fantastic. Very good. Well, congratulations on the baby.
Yeah.
Big changes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a big change to our lives, and we'll have to wait and see. But I'm sure I'll be able to squeeze in some trading there every now and then.
Great. So yeah, maybe you want to tell us about your trading since our last call.
Yeah, I've been working away on these challenges. Failed a few and got funded as well. So it's been a little bit up and down. The ones that were, the challenges that were failed were more so like not trading mistakes, but just faults of my own, holding trades over a couple of days, and then when the new day opens and price drops in the dead gap zone or in Asia when I'm asleep, I'd hit my max daily drawdown.
Mm-hmm.
So although the trade should still be in profit, it, as the new day ticks over, your day resets, and so anyway, learning all the way with how the prop firm thing works. And
mm-hmm.
I think it's important to try and understand the best way to trade them, because obviously there is like daily drawdown limits and things like that can affect it. I think the most important thing to take away from all of this is to lock profits away when you have them.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe you want to go through the experience that you just had over the past few days on your funded account?
Yeah, not the experience that anyone wants to go through, put it that way. I had 5% profit in the account sitting there ready to pay myself at any time. The strategy behind my funded account is to get 10% in there as a base. So on a 200K account, I would build it up to 220K, and then everything over that I'll pay myself with, and just have that 20K buffer there for those bad days, bad weeks, whatever. I just feel like it just put less stress on me in case I do withdraw it down to 200K, and then I take a couple of losses and I'm seeing 195 and 196, and I just thought it would be a good idea to build it up over 10%, give me that buffer, and I can just be more relaxed with my trading. So yeah, I had 10K in profits there, ready to go basically, and I was just chipping away, and not a worry in the world, let's say. And yesterday we had a big news event, CPI, and I was in a trade. I entered a trade about 3 or 4 hours beforehand, and it was well and truly in the profit. I knew CPI was coming up, but what I did, instead of exiting the trade, I just moved my stop loss up into profit 2%. So in my case, my way of thinking was this may go up, may go down. Like CPI, it's a gamble at this stage. But let's just get this straight. I'm not in the gambling business. I'm here to trade methodically and do it the correct way. But leading into CPI, I was like, okay, I'll just move my stop loss 2% up into profit, which I think at the time was about 20 pips above my entry. And sure enough, CPI hit and it went the opposite direction to my trade, and stop loss didn't trigger. Nothing triggered. It just went the opposite way and completely wiped the account. So not only the 10K that I had in there of my own profits, but also hit the max daily drawdown on the account. So that, therefore, it was gone. So, if there's one thing for me to take away from all this, I don't typically trade news events anyway. I would hold through news events in the past if I've got a position well and truly in profit, like I did yesterday. But after that, this little ordeal, it's not a nice feeling by any means. You put all this hard work into going through the challenge accounts and getting funded, and now you have all this capital to play with, and you can just consistently pay yourself profits, which is unbelievable. And to risk all that for the sake of just closing out a position and then just taking another one in an hour's time, if it turns up, then it's just not worth it. I would never open a trade during a news event or anything. Well, I generally stay quite away from them, but I just thought in my mind that I've got all the right risk management procedures in place here. Stops in profit. Yeah. I'm sweet. If the market goes against me, worst comes to worst, I'll still be 2% up, which I was happy with. But it didn't work like that, and I guess that's the reason why you have a lot of people saying just completely be flat through these news events. And
yeah,
I don't think it matters how much in profit your position is. It's especially with those big news events that can the really big market movers. It's just not worth being in the market at that point in time.
Yeah, it's for us as a prop firm, obviously we've implemented our swing account for people who want to kind of do that trading, the long day-to-day, in day-to-day trading, but having to sometimes go through those news events. But we've always had a hesitation around news and news trading, and I suppose for this very reason, it's very difficult. Even like you're saying, the stop loss didn't trigger, and I suppose that the thing around that is, it can sometimes almost appear like a fault that it hasn't triggered.
That's what happened.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it's just that the market is moving so fast in the opposite direction, and there's literally no liquidity on the other side because everybody's going with the market, and there's nobody on the other side who's taking that other trade from you.
It just gives you the next possible fill.
Yeah.
Just because you got a fixed stop loss set, price can, like in this case, it went 30, 40 pips past it before I got a fill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So yeah. Not ideal, and I think it's a lesson learned for me for sure. I always was very hesitant around news events. I just, thought I had the right procedures in place to get me away with that unscathed, but it wasn't to be. So, I've learnt my lesson, that's for certain. I can, I have to go back and start a challenge again and try again. But I assure you that won't be happening to me again.
Yeah, good. It's interesting you were talking about keeping that buffer of that 10% on the account. It's a really good idea. From our side, it's something that makes a lot of sense, and I think for that psychological safety.
Yeah, that's all it is. No one's told me do this, do that. I just feel as though if I know what it feels like when the account is under the starting balance.
Yeah.
And not that it's a bad thing. I know that, you start off with the chances of you winning your first trade and getting it positive straight away with no drawdown, it doesn't always happen that way. But I do know for myself, I would hate to have a funded account and, pull 20 grand profit out of it, bring it back to the 200 and then lose 3 trades in a row. And then that put me behind. I think psychologically it's not ideal. Then you may or may not get yourself in a position like, okay, I'm down on the 200 grand. I'm down 2%, 3%. And you might act a little bit different than what you normally would, which could cause mistakes, or you might be trying to force trades to get you back above that. But if you're at 220 grand, there's nothing there that you need to be above or you need to be worried about. The sky's the limit at that point.
Yeah.
You can just go about your trading without having to worry about anything. And that's just a rule that I put in place that I know works for me. I'd say it's more more the psychological side of things. And you can just, you want to be relaxed when you're trading. You don't want to be, jumping at the keyboard trying to force trades or anything like that, because we all know that's when mistakes happen. So I think for me that was just a little rule that I implemented. Hence why I didn't pay myself that 10K before my account got wiped.
Yeah. No, look, I think it's a really good rule, and it makes a lot of sense. I think the biggest time and time again we hear and even the conversations we have here, it's 90% psychology. Obviously there's a lot of strategic elements to trading, but there's so much psychological, and I think having that clarity of mind that whatever happens, I can feel good about my next steps. Okay, it comes down a bit, I'm still feeling good about myself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what it's all about. Like, you don't want to put yourself in an uneasy position when you're at your terminal.
Yeah. And I think as well, it aligns with something that we think as well from Funder Pro, where we think that having an account, quite often there's a lot of people within the industry and a lot of traders who are kind of churning accounts. So they're buying 10, doing certain strategies, then they pass 2, they fail 1, and they make some profit on 1. And for us, obviously it's a strategy that us offering real funds, it would have quite an effect on us, which which effectively is another element of gambling. And so it's kind of that type of strategy to me comes across as somebody who thinks a lot about that single funded account and says, okay, look, I want this account. I want to have it for a couple of months. and I want to consistently trade rather than churning and burning those accounts.
Yeah, and look, for me personally, I mean, everyone's different, I guess, but to have one 200K account is more than enough to manage. I couldn't imagine, having 3 or 4 of them. Just to put yourself in the best position possible to maximize quality of trades that you're taking as far as getting the right entries and stuff like that. I just don't know how people can do it over multiple counts, but that's just me. Obviously, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing here with Funded Pro with the one account, and that's fine by me. But
nice. Okay, and I suppose then to see what are your next steps, where are you looking to go now after the experiences of the last couple of days?
Yeah, look, I'm not giving up by any means.
Good.
I know my trading strategy works well, and I am a profitable trader. I know when I can get that, when I get the 200K account funded again, there won't be any mistakes like that being made. I think that was the only flaw in my trading game as such, which I didn't really know about up until yesterday, and it's now been fixed. So, head down, just keep chipping away at it, and I'm sure I'll get there. So, look, the target for the year is to obviously get another account and times that and 100% profit it is the goal. So for me, that's realistic. I've done it in the past on other accounts, not prop firms, but I've done that in on my crypto accounts and stuff like that. So I'm more than capable of doing the job. It's just, just have to focus now and not get too upset about. I mean, I'm still a little bit upset and a little bit hurt from what had happened yesterday. It's still quite fresh, so probably a little bit too soon talking about it. These things happen. We'll get back on the horse and get going.
Yeah, good. No, look, it's as you say, it's good to keep the head up and get back into it, just so that you can keep moving forward. And
and too, like everyone says, don't trade news events. Yeah, we get that. We don't trade news events, but if there's one thing you take away from this video, even if you are in a profitable position and yes, you're not taking trades on the news event, but you plan on holding a swing through a news event. Yeah. And I think Euro moved 100 pips yesterday on that drop.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if you are in a swing position, that's not really worth it.
No.
So,
No.
I think, if there's anything to take away from this news event, learn from my mistake and try and make it yourself.
Yeah, good. And so, as you're going now into your fresh season, on your endurance biking, how are you approaching now that I suppose you'll be getting a bit busier and you'll be mentally switching between the two? How are you looking to tackle that side of things?
Yeah, look, it doesn't really stop for me. Even in the off season when I'm not racing, I'm training every day anyway. So, especially when I'm in Australia, it works quite well because I don't trade the Asian session. I don't trade the dead gap zone. UK and US. UK starts at 7:30 p.m. So I get most of my training requirements done during the day, get everything sorted, and be home at night time to do some trading. So it works quite well here over there in Australia. The focus obviously is still so much on motorcycle racing and being competitive. So I need to put myself in the best position possible to do the best job I can in the championship that I race in. So obviously trading is I'm just super passionate about trading as well. So I'll always have time for it, and I'm always improving. So but they kind of work in. I don't know. I seem to be able to have time for both of them in the same day, which is good.
Nice. Oh, very good. Yeah, so I suppose in the last few months, there's been quite a lot of changes within the prop firm industry. I suppose from your side, how have you seen it? And I suppose how are you factoring that into your choices going forward?
As far as to be honest, I'm that happy with Funder Pro and how you guys go about the whole deal. I'm not even aware of what's happening in the space. I do know that there was one of the big dogs that went down there, but look, I'm not looking elsewhere, different prop firms, because there is nothing else that I'm looking for. Like you guys offer it all. You know, the customer service is brilliant. All your rules and regulations is good. The payouts are fast. Like you can get, I guess, as many payouts as you want in a day, and they're in your account in less than 20 minutes.
Mm.
That's pretty good if you ask me. I'm not sure why you'd want to go anywhere else. So yeah, that's just my take on it. I think Funder Pro, what they offer is probably the best that you're going to get, and I don't really see the need in looking anywhere else. So,
okay, great.
Good job.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, that's really good to hear. Yeah, look, from our side as well, we've been pretty just focused on doing what we do well, and I suppose the rest of the industry can do what it wants to do.
Yeah, stay in your own lane and do what you think's best, you know, and that seems to be working. I mean, I'm stoked with it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, cool. Well, I suppose, do you have any comments or questions for me?
Give me my Funder account back, please. No, nothing. I've got nothing. No, all good. Like I said, I've got no issues, no questions. It's the rules and how you guys operate is laid out clear. It's easy to understand. And that's that. I mean, it's that easy. All you have to do is basically trade. You don't really need to know. You just go about your business, and it makes it easier for a trader, you know. So you know your daily drawdown limit. You know how much you can lose, and that's basically all you need to know. Just try and make money. So, which is the goal. That's what we're all doing here. So
that's what we're all here for.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. Well, look, thanks so much for your time today.
Yeah, no worries.
It's a lot of good information for our other traders as well to hopefully absorb and see those risks and I suppose those unseen risks that can happen. And yeah, hopefully we can all take something away and bring that into a more profitable future.
Yeah, I think it's beneficial to have a good listen to this video, and I don't really care how safe you think you are leading into a news event, because I thought I was safe with stop losses and what have you, and that didn't happen. So learn from my mistakes and don't do what I do. Don't do what I have done in the past. I won't be doing it again.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, look, best of luck in your new challenge, and yeah, I'm sure we'll definitely be having a conversation again for you when you're funded again and when you hit that 100% goal.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Thank you.